It's Gorman in the morning with Fletcher and Ryder. Now, 92 KQRS.
Minnesota's 92 KQRS. I'm alongside Paul Fletcher.
Jeez. Stepped outside this morning and second-guessed shorts immediately. Holy buckets.
No one's happier than Paul Fletcher is on a day below 60.
That's
and,
right.
of course, Ryder.
I'm not going to get anything done today. I can see that already.
Fair enough.
All right.
That's where we're at.
I love a woman who calls her shot.
Yeah.
Pitch hasn't even come in yet, and we all know where that ball's going.
Yes.
Love that. All right, well, let's dive in, shall we? It's a new week. It's the final week of August of 2025. Paul Fletcher, I'm feeling Minnesota. Lay on some headlines.
That is hard to believe, final week. Holy buckets. Well, we started with a brisk morning, felt like a bit of foreshadowing of fall, so it seems like the right time to let you know, let Halloween lovers know. Spirit Halloween plans to open 19 stores across Minnesota this season. I believe that's the most they've ever had.
Okay.
We've got the full list of where they'll be. Most are expected to open by the end of this week. There are a handful that are open already. Spirit Halloween's real estate strategy is to, quote, ideally look for temporary 3-month leases. That's how they set up shop. That's how they are able to come in and come out and serve your needs. My wife and the kiddos were at one this weekend already.
Was it inside the Twins Pro Shop?
No, this one was not inside the Twins Pro Shop. Is there one inside the Twins Pro Shop?
I mean,
oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
you ain't selling any Twins jerseys.
Unless it's a Halloween. Yeah, you're right. Utility bills are on the rise across the U.S. Federal data shows electricity costs are up by more than 5%, and natural gas has risen by nearly 14%. The U.S. Energy Information Administration expects residential electricity rates to increase by a whopping 18% in the near future. The main reasons behind the jump, besides more residential demand, are artificial intelligence, oil and gas drilling, space heating, and electrified forms of transportation.
Well, there's nothing we can do about any of that.
Nope. Just sit and take
I'm
it,
just
I
going to
guess.
bring the bonfire inside the living room. I think starting in October.
You forgot to add the word fleecing to that list of reasons.
Actress, songwriter, and producer Patricia Apollonia Cotero is suing the estate of late singer Prince, accusing Paisley Park Enterprises of trying to steal her name. According to her 14-page lawsuit, Cotero says the estate is trying to claim ownership of her stage name, which she has used for over 4 decades. The suit says the estate appealed to the Trademark Trial and Appeal Board, allegedly claiming Cotero signed over the rights to the name. As a response, Prince's estate shared a statement calling the lawsuit frivolous and unwarranted. Prince and Cotero first met when she auditioned to play his love interest in Purple Rain.
Boy, that Prince estate doing nothing but making friends. Every time you see a headline, you're like, whatever it is, it's like you start. I'm at the point now. I'm like, I'm on the other side. I don't care what the issue is.
Yeah,
I am not a fan of the way they're handling that. The man's. I could just see Prince 40 years ago. I'm going to call you Apollonia. And I'm going to own it, and you could never use your own name without me. And I don't think that's exactly what he had in mind.
No, I don't think that was the spirit
of it. Your
Prince
sounds suspiciously like Bob Dylan.
I know. Well, Minnesota icons all the same.
That's fair.
Wait till you hear my Kevin McHale.
Ooh.
I'm going to get that rebound. I'm going to pass it out to Larry Bird. He's going to bury a 3. They all sound the same.
A South Carolina man, stop me if you've heard this before, except we've talked about this before, and it was an accident. This one was on purpose. A South Carolina man purchased 162 identical tickets for a Pick 4 lottery drawing. The lucky player, who had a hunch about the numbers 1731, spent $339 on tickets, hearing those numbers, and guess what? He struck gold. Can you guess what he won?
Oh, wait, how many did he buy?
He spent $339 on 162 tickets for the Pick 4.
And he hit all of them, so I don't even want to know.
$811,000.
That's a good ROI right there.
Yeah.
And check this out. This is fantastic too. He was expressing his excitement. The man shared his good fortune with another player at the store who decided to play the same numbers, ultimately winning $25,000.
Damn.
Yeah, this win, it's the largest payout ever awarded to a single player at a Pick 4 drawing.
Not bad, baby.
Oh, that's a good day.
$11,000.
Not bad at all.
Hunch.
Good day.
Farm Aid has always been a family affair, while Willie Nelson's band is called Willie Nelson and Family, and it's put on to support family farmers. Farm Aid 40 here in Minneapolis get a bit more family. Just announced Willie Nelson's son, Lucas Nelson, is joining the lineup. Lucas said on social media, quote, "My father expressed that he would like me with him at Farm Aid this year, and so he's making that happen. He's even bailing on a previously scheduled show in Tennessee to make it happen." So, Lucas Nelson, welcome.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Take that, Tennessee.
That's exactly right. That's what you do when Willie says, "Hey, son, why don't you join me for Farm Aid?" What you say is, "Okay, Dad."
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, sounds like fun. Lyle Menendez not having as much fun. He was denied parole, much like his brother, Friday during his first hearing, one day after Eric. In fact, the California Parole Board acknowledged Lyle's positive behavior and rehabilitation efforts, commended him for his contributions to inmate programs and strong support network, but cited ongoing antisocial traits and past rule violations, including illegal cell phone possession. Commissioner Julie Garland emphasized that it sounds like children in elementary school, doesn't it? Commissioner Julie Garland emphasized that incarcerated individuals who break rules are more likely to do so in society. The board determined he still poses a public safety risk. He'll be eligible for parole again in 3 years, but may be considered for an administrative review within 1 year.
Yeah, that public safety risk, what they're worried about is that he's going to be walking in traffic looking at his phone.
Right.
And then bump into someone else. Look, just say you think he's a creep. Don't tell me he used a cell phone in prison. Let's go down the list of all the things people are doing in prison and tell me where that ranks on the whole he's a threat to public safety looking forward. Just call
That's
it
fair.
like it is, parole board. I'm not saying the guy needs to get out. I don't know. I'm not qualified to make those decisions. But that's a hilarious excuse.
Yeah. A new study shows that coffee can boost your mood even on Mondays. Regular caffeine drinkers reported feeling happier and more enthusiastic after a cup. Speaking of, Steve Gorman, you just took a drink. You're feeling joy, and that's going to linger for more than 2 hours, according to this new study.
Oh yeah, no. About 8:15 this morning, my mood's going to turn, and I won't be able to stand the sight of either of you. But right now, take all this sunshine while it's pouring out of my soul, ladies and gentlemen.
I love it.
It's a
there
beautiful
you go.
thing. What did I say on Friday? Watch Max Brosmer against the Tennessee Titans. He's going to play his way onto that team, and oh my goodness, did he! 15 for 23 passing, 161 yards, and a touchdown.
There we go.
Yes, he's playing against a scrub bunch of guys trying to make the Tennessee Titans roster, but that is a hell of a lot better than Sam Howell or Brett Rippon did in the entire preseason, and therefore, look what happened. Brett Rippon, bye-bye. Sam Howell, bye-bye. Looks like the undrafted kid out of the Gopher football program will be on the Minnesota Vikings when the season starts. That is great news. However, he's nowhere near ready to be a backup, so the Vikings did the smart thing, and they brought in an absolute backup named Carson Wentz, a guy who is by no means a starter in this league, but he's certainly earned the right to get a deal to be there in case of emergency. JJ is your starter, and Max Brosmer most likely will make the cuts tomorrow.
He'll be on the practice squad probably. I mean, do you think they bring in Wentz? Do you think it's more of a statement on what they have in the backup roles, or is it a statement on their confidence in JJ?
It's got nothing to do with JJ. He's the starter. Wentz is not a starter, but every team
I understand
in the league needs a veteran backup.
All right,
which is exactly what Carson
North
Wentz
Dakota
is.
boy.
Yeah.
So.
No, I mean, that's what that is. That's Carson Wentz. No one's signing him to do anything but be a backup.
No, I get that. I'm saying going and getting, actually spending money and signing somebody else.
It's what anybody would do.
All right. Fair enough.
The Lynx got a win last night.
There we go.
Two wins. They beat the Fever, and the Fishy Collier returned and had herself a fine game. 32 points.
Nice.
Go ahead. 7 games on the bench. Comes back in, gets 32. They are now 6 games ahead of the Atlanta Dream for best record in the league. It's good to be a Lynx fan. The Loons got a win over the weekend. The Loons have battled back into third place in the West. They will host at least one round in the playoffs, probably 2. Good for them to turn it around. The Minnesota Twins lost to the White Sox yesterday, 8-0. But hey, the good news is it's only the 10th shutout of the season, and they only went 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. They're fun.
I don't even want to talk about this.
Fast, just amazing improvements.
The Twins are...
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez. The Twins are cracking me up. Hey, New Richmond, Wisconsin.
Hi.
You're so much cooler than old Richmond.
Yeah.
Man, you're like the new Coke if it tasted good. New Richmond, Wisconsin. Glad to have you with us.
Absolutely.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the Morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Glad to be with you on a Monday morning. It's time for a Monday morning mixtape, of course. Let's talk about it. Title tracks, just real simply. Greatest title tracks in rock history. In case you're wondering what the hell I'm talking about. Album and a song of the same name.
Right.
So many great examples over the years.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw one out. It just gets its own category because it's not only a title track, but I don't even need to hear 1 second of it. But the song and the album and the band name Bad Company. Just in its own whole category. It's like, well, we wrote this song, and then we thought we'd name the first album after it, and then we thought let's name the band after it. Right? I mean, that's the trifecta right there.
It really is.
You're really, really into the concept of Bad Company when you go song, album, and band name. But so remove that from contention.
Okay, fair enough.
That's the only one of those I can really think of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
When I say title track, this is like a cheerleaders thing. When I say title track, you say what, Ryder?
The Clash, London Calling, of course, is the correct answer.
That's
a great answer.
That is a really, really good answer. 651-989-ROCK. Text in your greatest ever title track. Paul, first thing that comes to mind.
It's not going to scratch your back, but it scratches mine.
That's all that matters.
The
Pearl Jam, Dark
uninitiated.
Matter off their 2024 album,
Does
Dark
he
Matter.
say Dark Matter in there anywhere?
Yes, earlier in the song.
I can't tell. What
Now,
the gibberish
is that just that's what came to mind first, or that's the greatest ever title track, or it's your favorite title track? What lane of the pool are we swimming in with this?
We're just swimming in one that I really, really dig.
Came to mind first.
You know what? When we do this exercise, I always pick super popular stuff, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to take one from.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
No, I just think there's different.
I mean, I could have easily said Michael Jackson, Thriller.
I think a lot of people are going to.
I'm sure you could.
Yeah.
No, that's what I mean. Like, because we can all play it any way you want. Like, what's the MVP really? Is it the best player? Is it the most valuable player? You know, we have. It just depends on how you want to peel the onion. So that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, it's more just when I first heard that track, I went, "Oh, damn!" Because we're 12 albums in, and it's like they're a little snarly here, they're a little aggressive here, a little angry.
All right,
Steve, what you got?
I got two immediately came to mind. One for greatest ever title track, and then one for my favorite title track. Let's go. My favorite title track ever, and it's by a band from England called Led Zeppelin.
Oh, yeah.
And the song and the album, Houses of the Holy. But here's why I love it. Because the song Houses of the Holy is not on the album Houses of the Holy. It's on the album Physical Graffiti because Led Zeppelin can make their own rules. I mean, how insane is that? They made their fifth album.
You're making your own rules.
They recorded their fifth album, Houses of the Holy, and when they were putting it together, they were like, "Yeah, but the song doesn't really fit, so forget it." But it's a great album title. 2 years later, they're putting together Physical Graffiti, and they're like, "Yeah, we kind of screwed up on that one. We should have put that one out. Let's put it on the next album." And I just think that's the funniest thing ever.
Okay, it's a great song. It's underappreciated.
It truly is.
Yeah.
But anybody, it's like it's as if Purple Rain was on Sign of the Times.
Yes.
It's like, wait, I'm sorry, what?
It's like, what's happening?
So anyway, but all right. But as long as we're talking, greatest ever title track, hands down, first thing that came to mind. Marvin Gaye, what's going on?
Yeah.
You can say it's not your vibe, but you can't say there's a better title track to a better album in recorded history. I mean, don't even need to know the context of what he was doing with his career at that time.
No.
Just come on, man. You can never go wrong with Marvin Gaye. That's the answer for me. 651-989-ROCK.
Yeah,
Greatest title
that's
track
fair.
ever. Let us know on the text line. We will load up a mixtape for you. I'm sure we're already hearing from a few people.
It's Gorman in the Morning with Fletcher and Ryder. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. David Bowie with changes right there. We were talking earlier, today's Monday morning mixtape, we were looking for title tracks.
Yes.
If memory serves. Greatest title tracks of all time. And changes.
And Steve cheated when he said House of the Holy.
Well, come on, it's my favorite title track. It's not the greatest title track. Because if you think about it, okay, Led Zeppelin, Houses of the Holy.
It's a great song.
It's a great song.
Underrated.
And Houses of the Holy is a great album.
Yeah.
However,
They
the
together.
song does not appear on the album. It's just called Led Zeppelin Logic. They could get away with anything.
I guess.
We're going to put out an album called Houses of the Holy. And then 2 years later, we're going to put out an album called Physical Graffiti that features a song called Houses of the Holy. I don't know. It all made sense back in the 70s were lit, y'all.
But I'm sorry, you were saying something about David Bowie and Changes.
Well, Changes was on the, if I'm not mistaken, Hunky Dory album. But a few years after that, my man put out a little something called Heroes. Track and album. Yes. Spectacular. That old song, Heroes, to this day, just about as good as it ever gets where Bowie's concerned, or really where anyone's concerned. I can remember that my son Connell, who's 25 years old, when he was a high school kid, we got in the car one day and he was going to run the music, and he put on David Bowie's Heroes right there. And he goes, Dad, you like this song, right? I go, yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. And he goes, I just heard it the other day for the first time. And I said, what do you think?
Okay.
He goes, I can't stop listening to it. And I go,
Good
yeah.
call.
And I said, yeah, that's pretty great. And then he was kind of quiet. He's like in high school. So this is and he goes, I mean, it's very emotional. And I'm like, and I looked over and he was legitimately like, he goes, I don't know why it just really breaks my heart, this song. It's just, the first time I heard it, I started crying. And I said,
okay.
Well, I said, hey, bud, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. And I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but were you stoned? And he said, yes, I was. And I said, all right, then. Fair enough.
Good deal.
As long as we're laying all of our cards on the table,
Proud
I
of
dig it.
him. I was just so excited he had emotions because that doesn't happen to us Midwesterners.
That's
Good for him.
I thought you were going to say it doesn't happen to high school boys. You went straight to all the Midwesterners.
Just all of us.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I flubbed on 2 big ones. That
Okay.
I'm feeling really dumb about it.
Okay.
One of mine is these. How did I miss Ace of Spades from Motorhead?
Wow.
Gosh.
I'm with you on the how did I overlook that one?
Yeah, and then this one jumped in on the text line too. Paranoid.
Oh, sure.
Paranoid.
Duh.
The best Black Sabbath song of all time.
When you're talking title tracks, yeah,
Yes.
that springs to mind.
Yeah.
And of course, you mentioned you earlier. You said, "Oh, how could I forget Back in Black?" And then I said, "Well, what about Highway to Hell?" But that which brings to mind the basic thought about AC/DC. Anything up through, for those about to rock, really. When you say, "What's your favorite AC/DC record?" the answer is pretty much always whichever one I'm listening to.
Damn straight.
Yeah, pretty great. If You Want Blood, no one ever got hurt listening to that record.
Oh, hell no.
Come
I
on,
love
don't
that
kid
one.
yourself.
Yes.
651-989-ROCK. Titled tracks. We're loading up that Monday morning mixtape. Oh, the lies we tell ourselves. Like 3 more shots won't matter.
Right?
Another couple of beers isn't going to hurt anything.
Nah, I got
And
this.
then comes the hangover. I'm blessed with a few things. 1, the old Irish DNA says, yeah, you can handle your alcohol. And then 2 says, but not enough so that I don't notice a hangover, and not enough to where at some point I went, hang on a second, let's be pragmatic here. Why go through life in pain? 5 nights a week. How about 5 mornings a week? How about like one a week?
Yeah.
Early on, I learned.
Okay.
I learned very early. I don't have the what's the word? The constitution. I don't have
stamina?
I don't have the everyday wake up. I never got up and the hair of the dog never happened with me. I never woke up and went, you know what? I'm just going to start up again. Get back on that bike. No, I just couldn't do it.
Hair of the dog has always blown my mind.
Yeah.
Because the last thing I want when I'm hungover is anything that even looks or smells like booze.
Well, I will say, what's happened, and I've had the experience where I woke up at, say, 3 a.m. after passing out at 1 a.m. and just feeling so miserable, and then I thought, I'm just going to have to go back to sleep, and then I would try a shot of bourbon or something, just, that'll knock me back out. It never worked. But waking up in the morning and getting back on the horse, not once.
No way.
Could
Not
never do
even
it.
with a Bloody Mary.
No, not
Really?
Bloody Mary's
I love a
great,
good
but
bloody.
not a good hangover cure.
But you like a bloody when you're hungover?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, bloody a big plate of hash browns, game on.
It's a setup for a good nap.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
So but everybody comes across their own idea of a hangover cure. There's some standard ones. Do either of you have something that's just an absolute go-to? You know it works. Whether it works for anyone else doesn't matter. In your mind, it is the cure. Is that yours? Like, if you're really hungover, do you think, get me a bloody and some hash browns?
Absolutely.
Okay, so
Yes.
that works. Good to know.
Yeah.
We'll put that on the list. Fletcher, you got one?
The only time I've ever really had to deal with one, because for me it's just go back to sleep.
Yep.
And sleep until I feel better.
Okay.
But a day I had to work, I hit Coke and saltine crackers because I was told that would work, and it helped. I didn't feel great, but it got me through the day.
Okay, I get it. I'm a big believer, and I've learned this the hard way. And there's actually a lot of people now studying this at the University of Houston. As awful as it is, get in a workout. Get up a sweat. Get moving.
How did it go?
Oh, I've done it many times, and it's the only way through. It's horrible. It's not like you feel better while working out.
Yeah.
It's not like you feel better 20 minutes after the workout, but an hour or two later, it feels like you sped up the process. Working out reduces the inflammation in your body. The hangover has given you tons of inflammation.
Okay.
It's kind of like, do I want to feel like crap for 6 hours or do I want to feel like crap for 3 hours?
Sure.
And the difference is a workout.
Interesting.
It's
All right.
not fun. It is not pleasant at all. But that I've had luck with that.
Is it work out and drink like a ton of water while you're doing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Truly fascinated by that.
And you know, we've all had that day where you're like, how much water am I going to have to drink before I pee? Because sometimes you're just so dehydrated after a night out.
Yeah.
But that one's always worked for me. University of Houston has put together this whole. They're some of the first people to actually truly, like from a scientific basis, study hangover cures.
Okay.
There's just it's one of the most unresearched areas of just normal life. You know, you can find 600 studies from the Mayo Clinic on hangnails. But what about hangovers?
Right.
It's just they just aren't out there.
Yeah.
So the University of Houston doing the Lord's work and really coming up with. And so anyway, a lot of the things they came across were this workout really is kind of the key. That kind of helps.
Holy
I
cow.
figured this out on tour too. If that workout happens to be a 2.5 hour gig at a drum kit, also does the job. Because I have walked on stage very, very hungover, and every time it's the cure for boom, you walk off, you feel like $1 million.
Okay, so after you've played that, you feel like $1 million. Do you hit it again that night?
Oh yeah, get right back on that horse. Yeah,
All
of
right,
course.
fair
Because
enough.
Rock and roll lifestyle, man.
Yeah, buddy.
but if you know the next day's a day off, not so much. It's
Well,
like
there you
the
go.
night the night leading into the day off is generally one for. That's when you kind of catch up and tell yourself, "Oh, this extra sleep's going to make me feel better," even though it doesn't.
Right.
You know, and while this is a very valid one, abstaining is not part of the list here. We know that. Don't drink, don't get a hangover. We
Right.
get it.
Yeah,
Duh.
we're
And
looking for a cure.
by the way, good for you if you're pulling that one off.
Yeah,
that's the most preventative is always better than after the fact. However, screw that. I mean, come on, life's only so long.
Yeah, this isn't prevention. This is cure.
Yeah,
That's
so,
an important distinction.
So I would imagine we have a handful of text messages worth looking over, Paul Fletcher.
Yeah, have you guys heard of Shanky's Whip?
No, explain.
I'm not really sure what it is because it says black, smooth Irish, made in Ireland. It came from Chris. He said, if I drink this and only this, no matter how much I ate or drank in fluids during the day, I never get hungover. Anything else has a normal effect. I don't know what's in this stuff, but it is fantastic. That's, again, not really a cure. It's more preventative.
Oh, I
but-
see. Okay, so Chris did send a photo. I'm going to say that's a mislabeled bottle of Caro's corn syrup.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah.
All right.
Sure, that probably does the same thing, too.
From Mouth, Sean, this is an interesting one. Guaranteed hangover cure, death. Granted, I haven't tried it yet, but I'm sure that works.
The cure for everything, I suppose. Hey, I got off the phone with Tom, who sounds like he's an over-the-road trucker, so probably has some experience with this. He said magnesium, and he said the best source of magnesium is Celtic salt. He said put a couple of grains under your tongue. It draws all of the moisture to the cells, or all the hydration to the cells.
I've heard about magnesium also. It really helps you sleep, apparently.
Okay.
Oh.
Game on.
So if it's going to help me sleep and take over the hangover,
yeah. Double
that
down.
sounds like a double
what
win,
they
yeah.
call stock in magnesium is about to be a part of my life.
There we go.
Here's a simple one. By the way, here's one that's going viral on TikTok. And I was told this one of the first times I ever had a hangover.
Okay.
This was at my sister's wedding back in the day. Family friend Mike Fox. Shout out to the great Michael P. Fox, not Jay.
Okay.
Who said, I got you, man. Come in here. And he took me into the hotel bathroom, and he already had a bucket of ice, and he filled the sink with water and ice. He said, just slam your face in there for as long as you can hold your breath. And then take a deep breath and do it again and do it again. And I thought he's just having me on. And he was like, dude, I promise you this is absolutely the thing. And what he said was, you're going to put your face in there and it's going to slow the blood flow down because that's what happens when you submerge yourself in cold water. He goes,
Right.
that throbbing in your head is going to immediately, if not totally go away, it will dissipate. And he said, and generally, the longer you can stick in there, your whole body will just slow down everything and all that blood, and the way he
Fascinating.
explained it. And it worked.
Okay.
And it sucked, but now there's a TikTok, there's a viral video where it's like, no, this is really it, and people are saying, but now somebody says, no, there's something called the mammalian diving reflex, and it says when ice cold water hits our face, the body shuts down certain functioning. The heart rate will usually slow down.
All right.
Certain body processes like digestion, and it helps you feel less nauseous because your digestion goes, hang on, we're in ice water. We don't need to digest food right now. We need to do something else. And while they're saying there's no scientific evidence, I believe in it. I haven't done it in years because, honestly, until I read that, I was like, oh, yeah, that really worked. How did I forget that over the years?
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. That would suck, having your face, but it can't suck any more than a hangover.
No, anything.
It's got to be better.
It's kind of like when if you stub your toe and you're just like, oh my God, and someone punches you in the arm to give you something else to think about. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Trading one misery for another, but at least this one you're in charge of.
That's a lot less misery too, I think. Having your face, submerged in ice is a lot worse, a lot less bad than that.
I still like the bloody and a big plate of hash browns.
Fair enough.
I'm not even going to attempt to talk you off that hill. I love that one.
You know what? You roll with what works for you.
651-989-ROCK. Keep them coming.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning. Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Let's dive right in, Ryder. You got a little something you want to throw our way. Oh, just the mornings, summer mornings as a kid.
Yeah.
Before swim
Playing
practice.
hooky from school.
Hanging out with Bob Barker, or even better, yes, I have a sore throat. I better stay home. Yeah, man.
Oh, it was a go-to on sick days for sure.
Sure it was.
How about his super long pencil microphone?
Bob Barker,
Oh, yeah.
of course,
The
they all had it
extended
back
microphone?
then.
Yes.
Gene Rayburn, Match Game, was my favorite, the guy with the long extended microphone, though, just because, he used to have all those blanks, those euphemisms, and all those, I'm not sure what they're talking about, but I think it's dirty.
Yeah.
But Bob Barker, but then he'd throw in that whole spay and neuter thing and really kill the vibe at the end of the show. But hey, you know what?
You gotta have your pet spayed and neutered, man.
No, I know, but I don't need to hear him talk about it. I want more Janice Pennington on the TV. That's just me.
I did not run into Janice Pennington at the fairgrounds on Saturday.
Do I know her name all these years later?
That's
What's wrong
bizarre.
with me?
Yeah, that's
interesting. I did run onto a bunch of people who wanted to eat and drink a whole lot, so I talked to them about what they were eating and drinking. We'll do a little state fair food prices, right, with Steve and Fletcher. So you'll hear what they were eating and drinking, and then I need you to guess the price, the total of everything they had, without going over.
Okay.
I would think that this game favors the fat kid of the show.
I would think that this game favors the person who's on the fairgrounds 7 times this show. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, we talked
also the fat kid.
we talked to Kat, Maggie, and Amy, who were at the Blue Barn. Here's what they were eating.
We're eating the sweet squeakers from the Blue Barn.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
I would give it a thumbs up. I give it a solid 8 out of 10.
Okay, what are you drinking?
The new Aloha something slushy.
I'm drinking a Steel Toe 7.
Nice. And you?
The Campfire Cold Brew.
Okay, just to review for you guys, the Sweet Squeakers, that's the white cheddar cheese curds in the funnel cake batter with the lemon whip and the berry sauce and all that stuff.
Super good, by the way.
The Aloha Slushy, just to make this fair, it does have booze in it. Okay. And the Steel Toe 7, the IPA, she was drinking a 20-ounce. We should probably go to Fletcher first. What's your guess?
Okay.
I'm going to say $48.
Okay, I'm gonna say it is. I'm coming up with $44.99.
40.
Yeah.
There we go. $43.
How much?
$43.
Oh, I was over by $1.99.
$1.99.
Yes.
That was close. All right.
Wow,
still,
impressive.
Damn. It's that Steel Toe 7 always gets in my way.
Threw you off?
See, I thought the slushie would be like $15.
The slushie and the Sweet Squeakers were $21. The Steel
together?
Toe the Steel Toe, she said it was $14, and then the Campfire Cold Brew was $8.
Wow. Okay.
How did I go that wrong?
Man, fair enough.
I mean, $5 probably isn't that wrong, but
still,
it's Price is Right rules. Can't go over.
That's exactly right. All right,
we
fair
both
enough.
Lost, man.
Man, are we
going
to
get to choose from another showcase? Or
we'll get back into it tomorrow. Maybe somebody will be smart and just go with the $1 bid.
Ooh, that's too cutthroat for me. No.
Yeah.
No,
You're never going to bid $1?
not going to admit it ahead of time. That's always like a game time decision, isn't it? You find out, you realize, oh my gosh, I wasn't paying any attention. Oh well. Minnesota State Fair up and rollicking over the weekend. A lot of people enjoying themselves, having good times, eating, drinking, high-fiving, and whatnot. And then, of course, occasionally getting on a ride. And then maybe wondering why they did so if they ate and drank too much. But for the most part, pretty drama-free. Those rides look pretty solid to me. This is my third year going to the park, going to the fair, I should say. And it's a super pro operation, is my point.
Okay.
Minnesota State Fair? Yeah. Very. I feel like everybody brings their A game when they're working at the fair.
Sure, it's the biggest fair in the country, but they do assemble and disassemble the rides, and they go to a lot of places.
Sure.
So I guess I'd feel more comfortable at Valley Fair getting on a ride than I would at the State Fair.
Okay, really?
I have a steadfast rule of state and county fairs: no rides for me.
See,
no, thank you.
Well, see, I grew up in a town where we had a regional state fair, the Western State Fair, if you will, down in Kentucky.
Okay.
And the difference between the average guy working that fair and like the guys I see at the Minnesota State Fair, I mean, it's night and day. It's major league ball players versus single A high school dropouts. You know what I mean? It's a whole different game. So feeling pretty good. But even the tradition, even like you can come into problems even at full-on, amusement parks that are there, permanent fixtures,
yes,
permanent fixtures. There's a very famous one in Cincinnati, Ohio, called Kings Island. I've been there several times, and they've got some. Oh, Kings Island rocks. They got badass roller coasters, and they have one they opened up in, I want to say, the late 70s, maybe early 80s. It's called the Beast, and the Beast at the time it's an old-fashioned, it's wooden roller. It's not one of those new contraption upside down. It's like a good old-fashioned wooden roller coaster. Noisy as hell by design, all those sounds, and then it just comes down. And the coolest thing about the Beast is, and they used to run TV ads where there's like, oh my God, that looks terrifying. You go up the biggest hill you've ever been on a roller coaster, right? You're going, and what you don't know until you get to the top is that it's on a hill that's twice as far down as it is up.
Oh my God.
And when you get to the bottom of that hill, you go into a pitch black tunnel.
Oh,
so you go down a hill twice as big as the one you just went up, which was already bigger than anything, and then you go into a tunnel, and it's incredible. I mean, this is not an ad for Kings Island. I'm just saying, it's a really cool park. But Kings Island,
that's awesome,
has now had to issue a statement, a warning, if you will, to people riding their roller coasters this summer.
Huh?
Wow.
It's not so much about the ride itself, but it's about what you do on the ride. And what they're saying is, guys, we're going to need you to keep your mouths shut if at all possible.
Why?
Keep your mouth shut.
Keep your mouth shut on the roller coaster.
Is this one of those coasters where they take your picture as you're coming down the scary hill?
Quite possibly, but that's not the problem. They're not looking for more photogenic results. No.
Bizarre.
There are so many, and this is one of these only every 17 years do you get to say this. There are so many cicadas in the park that people are finding themselves gasping and choking on cicadas that enter their open mouths while on the ride. How about that?
Gross.
And many people have gone to TikTok to share photos of the cicadas that are covering them as they're walking the park. And yes, going into their mouths as they're screaming while riding downhill on the roller coaster.
God, imagine the noise, too.
How about that?
Might be the only amusement park in the country where you can't hear the people screaming on the roller coaster.
Trust me.
Cicadas are so loud.
They are really, really loud.
Wow.
It's one thing to have a cicada fly into your mouth. It's another to have that happen while you're going 67 miles per hour down an old-fashioned old-time whatever wooden roller coaster.
I think that's a lose-lose situation. I don't want it in my mouth ever.
Yeah, the wooden one at Valley Fair is Excalibur, I believe. And I can't imagine getting swarmed by bugs on that thing.
That's kind of nasty.
You got Excalibur, you got the old school, the white one, the high roller, and you have Renegade. So you've got three options at Valley Fair for old wooden, but no cicadas, thankfully.
The thing about cicadas, too, is I just think to myself, what kind of bug gets swallowed, near a roller coaster? Cicadas are so dumb. They're like, what's that thing going 70 miles an hour? I'm going to go get a little closer and see if anything happens. I mean, it's like, you never see no self-respecting butterfly or for that matter, housefly would be caught right near the track of a roller coaster. They're like, no, man, self-preservation. I mean, cicadas, nah.
And after they've spent 17 years underground just to be taken out by a kid on a roller coaster.
I mean, but also keep in mind they don't have the experience because they have been underground for 17 years. You know, they're wild and free, and they can't think that far ahead. They're just enjoying freedom and just flying wherever.
I don't know that we need cicada apologists this morning.
It's the shortest, most intense Rumspringa of the insect community. I'm free. Ever have a mishap whilst on an amusement park ride? At the Cincinnati amusement park Kings Island, they are advising people, keep your mouths shut while riding the roller coasters. Reason is they're being swamped with cicadas. The cicadas have launched. They are in the park, and people are swallowing them, or at least having them run into their mouths, fly into their mouths.
So this is not about keeping my puke in. This is about keeping the bugs out.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
That's exactly right. So that's just one of those things. But ever had a mishap while on a ride yourself? 651-989-ROCK, the text line.
We've got this one from, I don't have a name, actually. The wooden roller coaster Valley Fair is terrifying. I thought I was going to die. Never again. That came from Minnetonka. You put something together and then take it apart and put it back together again. I didn't know that part, and I'm a carpenter. Ouch.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Yeah, I've assembled and disassembled a lot of IKEA furniture, and it's not quite the same the second time.
That's very true. Yeah.
Nothing's ever the same.
But when I'm assembling IKEA furniture, it's not quite the same the first time. Am I the only one that always ends up with like 7 extra bolts and screws? And I'm like, what? Where did I? Well, okay. And then I'll usually just say, okay, you sit on that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And if it's not falling apart, I feel like you won.
You know what? That's very true. That said, there is one chair in the Gorman household that I got at IKEA when the kids were like 3 and 1. It's a little green and yellow. It's a chair for a little kid, and that thing is still in our kitchen as a step stool for Rosemary.
Nice.
I'm so proud of it, and she'll make fun of me. I'm like, that thing's like 22 years and kicking.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, a 7-year-old could have put that together. I'm like, yeah, but this 37-year-old did, and now look at it.
Regardless of 7 or 37, expert craftsmanship.
No
well
question.
done, Steve Gorman.
Any other text messages?
My wife and I were, this one's from our buddy Red. My wife and I were riding Excalibur at Valley Fair years ago, and the bar that goes across the lap came loose and popped up.
Oh.
I quickly reached across in front of her and grabbed the other side of the car to hold her in. We finished the ride safely.
Hey, now.
Good job, Brad.
But no cicadas to be seen anywhere.
Whatever, you can milk that for the rest of your life. Hey, do you remember that time I saved you from dying on Excalibur?
Exactly.
Yeah, bonus points for Red.
Polly H said, so the cicadas spent 17 years underground, and now they'll spend 17 years in your stomach.
Kind of like bubble gum. Takes forever to. It's so hard for your system to digest a cicada.
See a doctor if that's true, man.
That's very true.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning. Minnesota's 92 KQRS at the State Fair over the weekend. Ryder going out there and chatting up the people, hanging out, having fun.
It's what I do.
It's what you do.
I like it. Yeah.
And so we're going to play a little game, round 2 of the State Fair Food Price is Right.
I was chatting with my new friends Aaron and Michael at Dino's Euros.
Yeah.
Okay.
And here's what they were having to eat.
It's Athena's whipped feta, and it's pretty delicious, I think.
Okay. And what are you drinking?
Summit Saga.
Okay, so the Athena's whipped feta is new this year, so it's whipped feta topped with shug, Middle Eastern sauce, drizzled with extra virgin olive oil, sprinkled with crunchy toasted wild rice, served with deep fried pita, and they had. It's very tasty.
Yeah, it sounds tasty.
Here's the deal about this game. After I shut off the microphone, people generally offer me some of their food.
Oh, boy.
So I really do like this one quite a bit. They were also having 2 Summit Sagas, 20-ounce beers. So we've got the Athena's whipped feta, 2 20-ounce IPAs. Fletcher's thinking.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, they brought us some of that whipped feta, and it was outstanding. On day one, we had it. It was so good.
Yeah. And 2 of those 20-ounce. Are you going to go or I'll go?
You go first this time.
I'm going to say.
I don't know if I want to utilize the $1.
I'm going to go $39.99.
Oof. Fletcher?
I'm going to go an even round 30.
Somebody got it.
It's me.
Here's the answer. How much did this all cost you?
$32.
Yeah.
$32.
I was under too, yeah. So I came up with 12 for the feta and $9 a beer. So I was a little over.
That's wrong. The breakdown is wrong. It actually was the beer that cost more. So the Athenas was 10. The Summits were $11 a piece.
I had the Summits at 12 a piece, and the Athenas
so close.
going higher, like $14.99, just because I had. Yeah. I should stop trying to justify my picks and just accept the loss.
Hey, you won on your book, and you won on the earlier Prices Right. So, well, you actually didn't, but you were closer. He just went over, but you were closer.
Yeah, no, I hear
Take
you.
it.
I hear you.
You're
right.
good.
You're right.
You're still good. I got to win one. Keeps me coming back.
Just got to pick myself up by the bootstraps. Keep me moving.
I mean, if you're really salty, we can just kick Fletcher out of the studio because he's got to get going.
Yeah, I got to leave.
Oh, that's right. You're off to the fair. Yeah, look at him. He's like knocking gear over, hitting his microphone.
I'm going to leave now. See you, bye.
Fair enough. It's going to be a Fletcher-free few minutes.
Wow.
But then you got the rest of the day. No, I'm saying we're just my man's going to be in transit. We'll see if you can beat your time.
Okay.
You have to best last week's time to get to the studio over at Cooper and Lee.
You guys said you got there in 18 minutes.
We got dropped off.
We got a guy.
That's
you got to get a guy. You had all weekend to line up a guy.
Yeah, I don't. No, I don't. I have me. I'm the guy. I got to park. I got to have my car.
Good luck, bud.
Okay, see you
Live and
guys.
learn.
It's Gorman in the morning with Fletcher and Ryder, 92 KQRS.
Talk to you guys later.
We got time for the last word. It's always a good idea to plan ahead, right?
Yes.
And even if the plans don't come to fruition, I always respect the effort. I respect the thought.
Okay,
And
good.
case in point, hey, kudos to you, Swedish Navy.
Huh.
In the 1830s, a long time ago. 1830s, the
Okay.
Swedish Navy had a challenge planning for the future. Naval ships at that time required tremendous amounts of oak, sturdy oak, to build their ships. And they were like, looking down the road, looking ahead, they were like, we better do something about our naval needs for the future. They planted 300,000 oak trees on an island off the main coast of Sweden. The intention, of course, was, when they're grown and fully mature, that'll be all the timber we need to maintain and build a very powerful fleet or an armada. That just speaks to how the 19th century, we were looking way ahead.
Yeah.
Things were moving slow. Word came that the trees had reached full maturity and were ready for harvesting in 1975. By then, there was this stuff called steel.
Yeah.
And advanced composites.
Wow.
And these carefully tended forests were really, really nice, but that's all they were.
Sure. Great
no
camping.
no need to think about building an armada.
Yeah.
But but they are now a living monument to patience and looking ahead and doing things, with future generations in mind.
Valhalla, here I come.
That's exactly right. Now, of course, there is a ship at the Stockholm's very famous Vasa Museum, a rescued ship from 1628. And as they sometimes you need to do repairs, where do they go? They go to that forest and they cut down one of those oak trees and use it to patch an old warship. Anyway, hey, Sweden, great idea.
Nice
Sorry
work.
it didn't work out for you.
Proud of you.
I just love the fact that some arborist in 1975 goes, "That's it, we're ready. Let's go." And had failed to notice that, things were a little different.
Right. But people actually listen to them.
That's incredible.
Shocking.
It really is.
All right.
Tomorrow on this show, WTF, Wisconsin, Texas, Florida. That would be Steve's edition, if you will. We're going to be giving Doobie Dabbler 2-day passes away tomorrow. That's always exciting. Right now on Minnesota's 92 KQRS, Paul Fletcher at the corner of Cooper and Lee, rocking and rolling for the midday shift from the State Fair. If you're going by the fair, go by Cooper and Lee and give Paul a fist bump.
Gorman in the morning is also Gorman on the go. Get the 92 KQRS app and stream live or catch the Gorman in the morning podcast anytime. 92 KQRS.